Hi guys, this is Ashley. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be my June wrap up. The first book I finished in the month of June, also one of my new favorites, was The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. This tells the story of Henry Monty Montague, who is getting ready to go on his grand tour of Europe. And with him on this tour is his sister Felicity and his best friend slash unrequited crush, Percy. I love this book because it is very much atmospheric. Like, even though it's a big book, it is fast paced, and Mackenzie Lee took the time to describe the places that they go on their grand tour, the smells, the sights, the food, and you really are immersed into the story. I also love the romance between Percy and Monty. It is so cute. And now I feel like I need to run and pre-order the second book, A Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy, because Mackenzie Lee just announced that the only way you can get the novella is through proof of purchase for pre-orders. So now I feel like I need that because I need that novella so bad. Also, like how we get personal development of each character. Like, Monty is a totally different person at the end of this book than he was in the beginning, and he is checked on his privilege, and he is sort of seeing the world through the eyes of his sister and his best friend Percy. And I love how she also was able to develop the group as a whole. Like, they got closer through the situation that Monty puts them in that causes them to have to run for their lives. But I really love this book so much. But I recommend everybody go and pick up The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. Next book was another favorite of mine. And that is Clockwork Prince, Book 2 in the Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. And oh my gosh, I never thought I would fall in love with the Infernal Devices, but this is definitely going to be in my favorite series. This one surprised me how much I loved it, because the first one I just liked. I felt like it was okay, and that was action-packed. And usually I am obsessed with how Cassandra Clare writes action, but this book is more focused on the characters and developing them, and developing the storyline for Clockwork Princess. But I loved it so much. This is one of the best love triangles in the history of love triangles, because I feel like either way, you know, whoever she ends up with, I win anyway, because I love Will and Jim and Tessa all equally, and I just want them all to be happy. I will say though, if you're thinking about reading these for the first time, please read in publication order, because there's not a lot of suspense for me in the book, because I already know how it's going to end, because I've read the last 3 books in the Mortal Instruments already. So please read in publication order so you can be on the edge of your seat and your heart will be broken more than mine is, because I already know it's going to happen. Okay, the next book that I read was City of Fallen Angels. This is book 4 in the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. I am rereading all of the Mortal Instruments as a part of my year of Cassandra Clare, so that I can finish up all of her finished series and start the new year when she is supposed to drop, I think, 3 new series. I won't have to worry about like catching up on everything that I'm reading. Anyway, that's not the point. Don't really feel like I can talk about this one, being that it is book 4, but I gave it, I don't even know if I told you what I gave the last 2. I'm so bad at this, but 5, obviously, I loved them. So I gave this one 4 stars. Then I read The Art of Being Normal by Lisa Williamson. This was on my TBR for Pride Month, and this tells the story of David, who is trans, and she is looking for a way to come out to her family, who just assume that she's gay. And in school, she meets Leo Denton, who is new in town and has secrets of his own, and an unlikely friendship is formed. Whew. This book took me on a roller coaster ride, because at first I liked it. I was flying through it. The chapters are short. You know how much I love a short chapter. And then I got to the halfway point of the novel, and I wanted to DNF it. I was getting frustrated. Got halfway, and I don't think that you should ever use someone's sexuality as a plot device. That happened. That frustrated me. But after the plot device, the book picked up and it was better. I still think that this book should have only been the story of Leo Denton, because David was given no depth and her parts were boring and she wasn't a likable character. Next thing I listened to was My So-Called Bollywood Life by Nisha Sherman. I love this. This tells the story of Winnie, who is an Indian American. Forgive me if I'm speaking wrong, but she's an Indian American girl who family had a horoscope performed on her when she was younger, and the horoscope said that her soulmate's first name would start with an R and that he would give her a silver bangle. She has recently broken up with her boyfriend Raj, who her family thought was her soulmate, and she reconnects with an old friend named Dev, and the story takes off from there. I don't want to say too much. It was cute, and it got me obsessed again with Bollywood, and the main character loves Bend It Like Beckham, and that's one of my favorite movies, and it made me just want to go and binge all of the Bollywood movies that she listed in her book, because Winnie is a film buff. Okay, and I gave that 4 stars, perfect summer read. Then I read Puddin' by Julie Murphy. I gave this 5 stars. Puddin' is the companion to Dumpling. We follow Millie Millichuk and Callie Reyes, and I love the friendship aspect in this book, as well as both of the romances, and it was cute. It was everything that I wanted Leah on the Offbeat to be. And just go and read. Please read everything Julie Murphy has. As a plus size girl, it's not often that you see plus size characters portrayed in a positive light. So please pick up Puddin'. It was so cute. You'll love it. It's also a perfect summer read. Then I read a book that changed my life, and that was Symptoms of Being Human by Jeff Garvin. I gave it 4 stars, and it is the story of Riley Kavanaugh, who is gender fluid, and on the advice of Riley's therapist, they start a blog where they just talk about the struggles of being gender fluid, but having to present as neutral in order to survive ignorant people. And then the blog gets exposed, and Riley is blackmailed, and Riley has to decide whether or not they want to give up the blog where this is their safe space, or not give up the blog and potentially have their father's career ruined as a politician. And it just gave me a different insight on the struggle. Like, I knew nothing. I thought I knew something. I knew nothing about gender queer characters, gender queer people, I should say, people. I knew nothing about genderqueer people until I picked up this book, and it also made me want to go and research, and I have a greater appreciation as a whole. But I'm blabbering. Just please read The Symptoms of Being Human by Jeff Garvin. So next I read, let me get my list. I have a list. Okay, so next I read Ivy Aberdeen's Letter to the World by Ashley Heron Blake. I gave this 4 stars. This is a middle grade novel about a girl named Ivy who is struggling with her sexuality. And my one problem with it was that the writing style was super simplistic. I know it's a middle grade. I understand that. I guess I just got spoiled because of Tahara Mafi's Furthermore and Witchwood. They read more like half middle grade, half YA, and I guess that's what I was expecting. And because it was so simplistic, it was boring for me, at least for the first half. Then the second half of the novel picked up, her message got through, and I liked it in the end, though. It was really cute. I will recommend this novel as well. Then we have Girl Made of Stars, which is also by Ashley Heron Blake. This is her YA 2018 release. I gave it 4 stars. This book deals with the aftermath of sexual assault. Myra and her twin brother Owen have a very close relationship, and then one day Myra's best friend Hannah tells her that her brother raped her, and she has to come to terms with how does she support her brother, who she thinks wouldn't do this, and supporting Hannah, who she knows wouldn't lie about something like this. And what I did not like about this book is that it was dealing with half romance and half rape culture, and so one storyline couldn't be completely fleshed out because we were getting these dueling storylines, because in the midst of all of this, Myra is also dealing with her feelings for her best friend / ex-girlfriend Charlie, and I feel like it would have been better had she just given us a romance and that been it, or just given us a critique on rape culture, or that's it. Doing both kind of took away from both of the storylines, and they weren't as strong as they could have been, because if it would have just been about a critique on rape culture, it would have gotten 5 stars from me, because that part was really good. But the romance threw me off, because I really wasn't here for it. I thought it was going to be just about rape culture, and she got that message through without preaching, and I like that, because I feel like a lot of times when people feel like you're preaching to them, they shut out everything you're saying. Okay, so next I read. So the last book I read in the month of June, and sadly the disappointing one, was The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hong. This is an adult contemporary romance about a woman named Stella Lane who has Asperger's, and because of this, it makes her have a hard time having intimate relationships with people, and so she hires Michael Fine, who is a professional escort, to help her, and they fall in love, and they are such a cute couple. I love Stella and Michael. They're cute. But the book was so frustrating for me because it's a slow burn, and I don't like slow burn. And I also hate lack of communication. A lot of the problems that they had as a couple, which led to like them breaking up for a little bit, were because neither one of them wanted to sit down and just talk about, oh, you hurt my feelings. And I don't know, the whole book frustrated me. The ending was cute though, and the relationship with them just saved it. I gave this book 3 stars, but I would recommend it, as I keep saying for all these books, I would recommend all of these books. They were really good. I had a really excellent reading month last month. That is it for my June wrap up. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to follow me, all of my other social medias are linked down below. Think about subscribing and hitting that bell button so you'll be notified when I upload new content. And until we meet again, bye.